Hi everyone, Alchemist here. Today I'm going to talk about the origin of alchemy, the origin of the word alchemy, and where did the alchemy came from. Before I start, I want to remind you that I do give personal readings, personal tarot readings. Feel free to check them out in the link in the description box below. In that link you can find the different readings that I offer. Feel free to pick the one you want, and let's get right to it. So the word alchemy, where does it come from? Why alchemy? So the roots of the word alchemy dates back to ancient Arabic, because the word al, so the word alchemy basically has two parts, al and chemi, or chemia, or chemet. There's different words for the word, for the second part of the word alchemy. Al, it's a preposition in Arabic, but it also represents divine or God in Arabic, and is also in Hebrew. The word al or el also refers to, as the Muslims believe, Allah, right? So that's the meaning of the word al. It means divinity or divine. Chemi or chemet or chemia means black land, the black land. And in ancient times, Egypt used to be called Kemet or black land. That's what they used to call Egypt. They used to call it black land. So basically the divine black land. And that's why everyone believes that alchemy came from ancient Egypt, because it's named after ancient Egypt. But alchemy is not limited only to ancient Egypt. It also came from ancient China, ancient India. All around the world, alchemy was practiced. But it did originate from ancient Egypt, as far as we know. And hence the word alchemy. After the Egyptian practiced alchemy intensively, and they used it in their everyday life, the ancient Greeks, they took all of the knowledge of ancient Egypt and they started practicing it, and they started applying it in their daily lives. So a lot of translations of alchemy were done from ancient Egypt to Greek. Some very prominent philosophers like Plato and Pythagoras, they learned everything from ancient Egypt, and they're also alchemists. Pythagoras, it is said that he went to Egypt and he learned everything he knows, everything that he learned, that he shared back in his era, everything he learned from ancient Egypt. He went to ancient Egypt and he had to apparently fast for 40 days before Egyptian priests accepted and allowed him inside the temple to learn from them. And he did that. He fasted for 40 days and he finally learned everything from the priests of ancient Egypt. He went back to ancient Greece, back then, and then he started sharing the knowledge that he learned. And part of it is alchemy. So ancient Greece had this knowledge of alchemy from ancient Egypt. After ancient Greece translated all of the scripts and the manuscripts and the books, it was the Arabs who took over alchemy in the 7th, 8th century. 7th, 8th, 9th century, the Arabs took all of the books from the Greeks and they translated them to Arabic. And they started practicing alchemy and researching alchemy and applying alchemy into their daily lives. And then from the Arabs, in the Middle Ages, around the 13th century, it was the Europeans who, again, in their turn, translated alchemy from the Arabic books. So, and they started practicing alchemy, applying alchemy, and understanding alchemy throughout 15th, 16th, 17th, up till the 18th century. And then after the 18th century, alchemy started to die out until it just disappeared. So this is kind of the course of how alchemy developed or where it came from. So we have ancient Egypt or ancient India and ancient China in the east, and then after that the Greeks took it and practiced it, and then after the Greeks it was the Arabs, and then after the Arabs it was the Europeans in Europe, and then it died out. And that's the origin of alchemy. Alchemy as well, there is a lot of remnants of alchemy around the world right now, which what I'm trying to share with you in this channel. It's kind of scattered all around because the knowledge of alchemy that we have, the books that exist, are written by many alchemists during the Middle Ages. Some of them are well known or prominent, like Nicolas Flamel, like John Dee, like Paracelsus, and so on and so forth. There's many of them. As I mentioned in another video, Isaac Newton was also an alchemist in secrecy. But many alchemists, and the good ones, many alchemists who were actually great alchemists and probably found the Philosopher's Stone, no one knew their names. Most alchemists used pseudonyms because they didn't want to be caught by the church. They didn't want to die. They didn't want to get burnt. So they used pseudonyms and no one knew who they were. So many great alchemists wrote a lot of books, but no one knows who they were. They died in secrecy and no one knows about them. So all the knowledge of alchemy that exists in this day and age is what I consider as a big mess. It's in such a mess. If you're trying to find anything about alchemy on the internet or in different books, you're gonna get even more confused. It's just gonna be the biggest confusion out there because it's from all over the place. There's Arabic books, there's books written in Latin, there's books written in French, there's books written in Italian, there's books written in English, and you don't know who is from what's wrong, what's not wrong. And then there's the Hermetic tradition. There's a lot of books written about the Hermeticism. There's the Corpus Hermeticum. There's the Kabbalion. There's a lot of scripts written from Hermes Trismegistus that are already said that they were written by Hermes Trismegistus. And there's so much information all over the place, and I believe that's why alchemy is one of those sciences or arts that are really hard to absorb or to get a hold of, because the information itself is not organized. It's not presented in an organized way. But nevertheless, I'm gonna take these alchemical concepts and break them down in different videos. But the origin of alchemy is from ancient Egypt. It was an amazing art that existed for thousands of years. It was practiced for thousands of years, and the fact that it's still here in 2021 is an incredible fact. So I hope this was helpful for you to know about the origin of alchemy. And before we end this video, I'm gonna pick one card for you. Take it as a message or just as the card of the day. So, Queen of Cups. So this is a message that you are willing to step into your power, that you're willing to delve into the universal knowledge that is presented to you, maybe through this video or through other sources of knowledge that you're seeking. This is amazing. So you are acknowledging the fact that you want to take this route, you want to figure out who you are, you want to know the occult, you want to uncover the secrets of the universe. So this is awesome. I commend you on that, and I'll see you in the next video.